Hello everyone, welcome back to Kirklees Guitar School. So today we're going to have a look at Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash. So I've broken this down. We've got the Mariachi bit that I've tabbed out, which we're going to look at, and then I've broken down the rest of the song with the chords. Stick around to the end of the video and I've got the full strumming pattern which I'll break down at the back end. There's a full PDF for this that you can download for free from the first link in the description. That'll take you to our private Facebook group. Every tab and every chord sheet for every lesson on this channel you can download there for free. Right, let's get into it. So these are the chords that we're going to use for today's lesson, which is G, C and D. This is on the chord sheet as well if you want to download that. Right, let's get the tabs sorted first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a slightly unusual angle with this. We're going to miss out these first three notes and come back to it in a second. I want to start here, please, on this third fret of the B string. Now notice how we're going to play that 5 times. Dun, 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 dun. Play the third fret of the B string with the ring finger, down and up picking. Can you play that for me? And I'm literally just doing down and up strokes. A group of 1 and then 2 groups of 2. I'm then going to go to the high E string and pick it open, followed by the first fret of the B and then the third fret of the B again. Now that third fret, this is called a tie. You see how it's connected by a line? I call these washing lines. What this means is you're going to play that third fret, but you're going to hang on to the note and let it ring, so much so that it bleeds over into the next bar. You don't need to play this note a second time. So I'm going to play it from here for you. Just try that first. Using the third finger for all the third frets, using the index finger for all the first frets. Now if you've got that under your fingers, let's have a chat about this bit here. This is all on the tab that you can download, by the way. All we're going to do, this is called a lead-in. We're just going to play. You're just going to play it all on the B string, open, first fret, second fret, and then you go to that third fret, and that's where this starts here. Now this is a chromatic run-up. You're playing B, C, C sharp, and finishing on D. Da da da. Pause the video, get that under your fingers. If we are okay, we're going to learn the other one, which the rhythm is exactly the same. You see how we've got 5 notes, but this time it's, instead of the third fret, it's the open string. It's an open B, and you're going to do 1 by itself and then 2 groups of 2. Try that on the open string for me. Then moving on, you've got first fret of the B, everything's backwards, second fret of the G, and then open B again. Notice how I'm still doing down and up picking, and I'm using first finger for the first fret, second finger for the second fret. Now in the tab that I've given you, this is the first and second line of the song, so it starts with. We then go to the second line. Now this riff comes up again after the first chorus, and you'll notice that there's repeat markers there which tells us we need to play that riff twice the second time round. So as we get into the verse, the way that I've structured this song is it's a great sight reading exercise. If you refer to the sheet that you can download, the way that I've notated it is, all I want you to do to begin with is every chord, I'd like you to just strum with a downstroke until you can get it with the record, and then we put the strumming pattern onto it second, sort of after the fact. And that's why I'm sort of saving the strumming pattern until the end of this video. Now, there's some really weird timing bits in this. So you can see we've got a bar of 4/4 down here, which means there's 4 beats in a bar. We're going to strum the G chord 3 times, strum the C once. But then here, can you see, at the start of that second bar, there's a 3 stood on top of the 4. Now that's called the time signature. And that basically means for that bar, there's 3 beats in the bar. Now I don't want you to get too wrapped up on this to start with. I should probably do a lesson on time signatures. If you'd like me to do that, let me know in the comments. But we're basically going to go stroke G 3 times, do a C once, do a G twice, do a C once. do a G 4 times, do a G 3 times, do a D once. Now, it doesn't really sound like anything if you just practice it by yourself. Great for muscle memory exercises. But if I go, love is a burning thing, it makes da 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 da. You can hear the ebb and the flow of the music and the words. Now, this had been written in a time, it was June Carter that wrote this song originally. My research into this tells me. The band are going off the words. And in country music, it's not an unusual thing for it to be led by the words. The start of American Pie is the same. They're waiting on Don McLean saying certain phrases for a certain chord to come in, and it's that old-fashioned country music kind of storytelling thing. So have a go at that again for me, please. There we go. Just each dash is just a downstroke on the guitar. G, C, G, C, G, G, D. There's 3 parts to this verse, so that's part number 1 starting on bar 6. Then starting on bar 10 we've got 2 G's and a D, D, G, keep sitting on it. Bar 3, G, 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 C, G, G, C. And then the final bit of the verse. Looking at the tabs for this, you will see the first 2 lines are that bit, and then the next 3 lines, I've spaced it out as best I can, where it's the next 3 lines is the entire verse. And all I want you to do initially is just get in downstrokes along with the record. If you go onto the record and set it to about 60% speed, it's at a really nice cadence. Now, when you get to the chorus, I feel like you've got 3 bars. I think we'll have a look in a second. You've got 3 bars or more where we go back into 4 beats to the bar and it starts to feel a little bit more natural. Now, if you're losing your way a little bit, there we go, bar 17, it's labelled chorus on the tabs. You see how we've got, we're spoilt with 5 bars of 4/4. So that D is, I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 G, D, G, the ring of fire. So the only times that those D's come in on the bottom line, you see where it says 3/4, there's the 2 bars of 3/4. On that D chord, the lyric is ring. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. So being led by the vocals is really, really, really going to help you with this. So let's just try that together. We're going to play all 8 bars together, starting on that D chord. I'll count us in. See if you can play along with me at home. And we're going for that sort of speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. C, G, D, C, G. Second line, G, G, D, G, D, G. And essentially, those 3 parts that we've looked at, the whole PDF is either the intro riff, the verse, love is a burning thing, or the chorus, I fell in, da 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 da. It's one of those 3 bits. I think off the top of my head it goes intro, verse, chorus, intro twice, verse, chorus, chorus. Have a look at the PDF, it's all there for you to use. Now, Once you've got to that point, you can sort of strum it at sort of 60 or 70% speed, just doing downstrokes. I think it's worth mentioning that I put this in front of everybody who comes to see me for the group classes here at the school. We've worked on this week, and it's a sight reading exercise as much as anything else. If you take your eye off that page and you lose it, it's gone. I want you to use it as an opportunity to practice playing those G, C and D chords, but not take your eye off the page. So I'd be sight reading that, and I'm not looking at what this hand's doing, I'm just looking at that page. And I'm trusting that I've got enough muscle memory in toe that these dudes do what I expect of them. And oftentimes when you see somebody performing, whether you've any aspirations to perform or not, when somebody performs, they don't look at the guitar while they're playing, or very seldom do. The stud, and we've had some discussions in the classes this week actually about how unintentionally it sort of improves your posture, and it makes getting that C chord a little bit easier because your shoulders dropped and you sort of sat up straight and your attention's somewhere else, not here where you're getting really tense. Just a thought. So once you've got that to about 70% speed, I would then start putting the strumming pattern in. Now the strumming pattern, the song is very quick, and it's what I call a train beat. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, and it looks like this. Now don't freak out, we're going to break it down. Now basically for every downstroke that we've just done on the song, we're going to substitute it for in between the red brackets. So if we look all the way over here, so that's the first beat of the bar, that's the second beat of the bar, that's the third beat of the bar, that's the fourth beat of the bar. So you see how you've got your initial strum like we've been doing, but then you've got like a little flick, and that's your boom-chicka-boom, chicka-boom, chicka-boom, chicka. So let's just dissect this bit here, okay? Now if I just twist, you can see what I'm doing here with my plectrum. If I do this with a G chord, I'm going to do a downstroke followed by another down and an up. But the first downstroke, I'm going to do like what I call a half stroke. I'm not just hitting one string, but I'm sort of hitting the lower three, the low E, the A and the D strings. And there's no exact science to it. I'm just hitting more than one string but less than 4. Let's think of it that way. I'm just hitting the lower end of the guitar. I want the sort of lower end of the chord. Following that, that's beat 1. Then I'm going to do a down and an upstroke in quick succession, and those are going to be full strokes. So, sorry, we'll try that again. Pause the video and try that for me. Now that would be 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2, 3, 4. Watch me hand. Now if you're just catching one string with that strumming pattern, it's going to sound really weird. That's more Jackson, you know, the other Johnny Cash song. That's more Jackson. It's not that we're going for. I did a lesson on country roads. It's the same strumming pattern as this. So what I do is, if in between these red lines, that's basically one stroke of the chord. So if I go back to here, this is the start of the verse. I'm going to go 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So I'm going to do that pattern 3 times on the G and then once on the C. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, G, C, G, 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 G. Like if you take the chorus for example, it starts to sound, you speed it up. It sounds so much more like the song. Now, you've got to get that super duper quick. Have another go at that for me, break it down. And I would continue to practice that at about 70% speed and make sure that you're getting some, you know, you're sort of getting the downbeat each time. Now, when you go to the C chord, don't get really bent out of shape if you accidentally catch this E chord, this E note. You know, because C is a 5-string chord, isn't it? We're not actually supposed to play this note. Now, you have two options. You can either put the G note on the top, which I'd imagine is what Johnny Cash does. I did a video on slash chords if you want to check that out. Or I'll sort of aim for more of the middle of the guitar for your little stroke. Or can you see how I've got my thumb over the top of the neck? I'm just muting that string. As long as you're doing something to mitigate it, don't worry about it too much if you catch it occasionally. So practice it with downstrokes. It's between 60 and 70%. Then put the strumming pattern in, and then gradually over the next couple of weeks, just keep adding 5% speed onto it, and you'll be there in no time. And it is very much a muscle memory thing, getting that strumming pattern. If you've got any recommendations for songs that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments. If not, I will see you next week. Thank you so much.